Peace family, thank you guys for joining the video for today. We have some interesting stuff going on. Here we can see guys, the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit will come to an end anytime now. Now, just to show you guys that more people are thinking like this, right? Let's take a look. XRP will be regulated. All exchanges will relist XRP. Number 3, banks and big corporations will start using XRP. 4, Ripple will go public and trading at the stock exchange. Now, these are the ideal situations, right? It doesn't mean that this will happen. But the thing is, guys, if the first one is actually likely to happen, then the other 3 will actually follow, right? So it's just a matter of when and not if, because regulation has to come at one point, and it doesn't matter when, but it will happen, right? And here we can see, guys, regulation of retail payments in Canada. The Retail Payments Activities Act has arrived, and this is to show you that regulation is moving forward, guys, and very fast as well. Now here we can see, as was expected and announced in Budget 2021, a recovery plan for jobs, growth, and resilience. While the devil will be in the detail of the implementing regulations, much can be gleaned from a review of the provisions of the RPAA as drafted. The new regulatory payments regime to be regulated by the Bank of Canada is groundbreaking in that it provides for the first regulatory scheme for retail payment providers in Canada. Now, I will not go through all the details, guys, that's too much. But just to show you guys that regulations are so important in 2023. And also, if you follow the riddle, the famous riddle of Bearable Guy and his last posts, you will see that regulation is a big thing there, right? He shows that the books that he shows are regulations, right? And that they are going to be transparent. So the only thing that we are waiting for is this regulation. And when it finally arrives, we can clearly understand that prices will go insane, especially of those who are regulated. And that is why we are waiting for XRP to pass this lawsuit. All good judges are good listeners. They are also even-handed, have the courage to do what they believe is right, speak and write clearly, are patient and respectful, and adhere to the rules of evidence and the substantive law. Now, this is about Annalisa Torres. She is a very good judge. Her decisions are set to make a ripple. Now, you can kind of read her biography and all that stuff, but what it comes down to, guys, is that she is willing to make a good decision, right? She is not afraid to do the right thing. And that is why, because this is the top 100 of judges, actually, and she is number 56 here. And you can see that that's not just by any chance, right? She makes decisions. She is not afraid. She says what she thinks. And this is very important, guys, for the lawsuit, right? We need someone who's not afraid to make decisions, because that will determine the whole future of XRP. US Congress, not the SEC, will set cryptocurrencies regulations, says Blockchain Association. Now, this is interesting because the Congress, I just showed you guys yesterday a video where Congress is literally done with Gary Gensler. They want him there. They want him to answer for what he is doing, right? The Blockchain Association Chief Policy Officer Jake Chervinsky said the US Congress will ultimately set the laws in the country to govern the cryptocurrency industry and not the Securities and Exchange Commission, which this month launched a flurry of enforcement actions against digital asset companies. The SEC and other regulatory agencies are bound by this legal reality, he said. Right now, this is not just something he's saying, guys. This will probably happen. And here we can also see on Thursday, crypto exchange Kraken shuttered its crypto staking program and paid a $13 million fine after the SEC said the program violated securities laws. Shortly after, Paxos Trust company stopped minting BUSD, which has a 16 billion collateralization. Now, the problem is here, guys, that stablecoins were never deemed securities. So there is a very big problem going on here, because Congress has actually said that stablecoins are not securities. They were actually telling Gary Gensler that. And now you can see what's happening. So Sooner rather than later, we are going to see Gary Gensler answer for what he's doing here. We have to see him at Congress. This is what Ripple is solving, yet SEC is right here to stop the stifle innovation. XRP was created to solve real-world problem with cross-border payments. Thank you, Linda Liang, for standing up for the crypto community.
I, for example, moved back to the US from Europe. I had to pay $4,000 to my European bank to move my own savings back to the US. And then I
look at the example given here, guys. Very, very crucial, right? She is a European citizen moving to the US. She wants to, it's an immigration, right? She wants to move from country to country. To move her savings, she had to pay $4,000, guys. $4,000. That is a lot of money for just transferring money, guys. This cannot go forward, right? Now you understand why XRP was created. Now you understand why this is going to be the future. Because this is not possible. Paying $4,000 to just transfer money from A to B shouldn't be the case in 2023. And then there's more.
I also had no profit from the spread the bank made when it converted from Swiss francs to US dollars. This is the type of opportunity that blockchain technology can help with. I look forward to that day when I'll be able to transfer money cross-border to myself and actually also make part of that profit in the spread. And I, for example...
Crazy, right? Now, this is what XRP can solve. And of course we know that, but this is just a real world example of someone actually saying it as well, right? John Deaton, it certainly wasn't a popular tweet to start the new year, but I think it is clear that there won't be a settlement between the SEC and Ripple until after the judge rules, if ever. In sum, unfortunately, I think a settlement with Ripple is not in Gensler's mindset. I don't believe he's going to settle and publicly agree that ongoing and future XRP sales, including in the secondary market, are non-securities. And Ripple won't settle unless the SEC so agrees. So what are we to do, right? Well, again, that's why maybe US Congress will interfere, guys. Because they are very tired of Gary Gensler. They do not like what is happening. So sooner rather than later, guys, we will have to see something happening, right? Now here we can see, fam, in 2020, on digital dollar stablecoin in US financial system, the dollar needs to transact more attractively than others if we're no more liquid than renminbi or euro in the future. We can still be the currency of choice if the transactional mechanism for dollar is superior to the transactional systems for others kinds of things. Now the thing is here, guys, the dollar is slowly losing to the renminbi, right? And this is just happening right now. No coincidence there, guys, because this is what's going to happen. The US is going to fall, and that's what XRP needs. We need a black swan event for this to happen. Let's take a look at what these guys are saying.
So you've obviously been outspoken about the role and the potential of stablecoins, digital dollar stablecoins in the US financial system. You've written about it. You've written op-eds. And you've certainly talked about it. What is the role? I mean, is it what you just said? Is this fundamentally just a major payment system innovation that is moving ahead, and the U.S. financial system should benefit from that, or how do you think about that at a really high level?
Well, Jeremy, I think there are a lot of ways of thinking about stablecoins. There's sort of a short-term, a medium-term, and a long-term way of thinking about how they can improve our sort of system. But what I think about it in the first instance is it's an issue of competitiveness. So when I talk about stablecoins, what I sort of say is the dollar has been the reserve currency for a long period of time, not because it's necessarily better or easier to use or anything. It's the most liquid currency because of a set of historical anomalies that happened sometime between the end of World War II and the mid-50s.
Right.
And the world we live in isn't that world anymore. So the dollar is still the reserve currency, but only because we're still running on that history.
Yeah.
The problem is that history is not likely to preserve our role as the reserve currency forever. And you see this in the fact that global central banks have been reducing their dollar holdings and diversifying away from the dollar every quarter going back now 4, 5, 6 years. This seems to be an inevitable trend. We're still the most important, but we're way less the most important than we used to be.
Right.
And in a world of competition, my view is that the dollar needs to transact more attractively than others, right? So if we're no more liquid than the renminbi or the euro or something at some point in the future, we could still be the currency of choice.
Now, this is very key what he's saying, because this is exactly what I was saying about the US dollar falling. He's literally saying that, right? Now, the thing is here, guys, will they reverse it or not? That's a big question. I don't think they will. I think this will not change. I think XRP will be eventually the reserve currency to be used because it is the most liquid. He just said that the dollar was the reserve currency because it was the most liquid. Now think about this. Think about what is the most liquid right now. Imagine XRP price going up. How liquid will it be? How good will it be for countries to use it? Thank you very much, guys, for watching the video. See you in the next one. Cheers.